A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. I'm Ritwika Gupta, and tonight here on Leaders of Tomorrow, we are celebrating Children's Day. Yes, I'm here at KidZania, an indoor theme park for children that combines education and entertainment. How is KidZania combining the power of play with learning? We'll find out today in a conversation with Tarandeep Singh Sekhon, Chief Business Officer, KidZania. Taran, welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow. It's a pleasure to be chatting with you today.
Thank you so much, Ritwika. Thank you so much for coming and visiting our city of KidZania, Mumbai. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Absolutely, and it's a beautiful space that you have. It's been what, like 12 years since KidZania started, right? So my first question to you is, there aren't too many theme parks here in India to begin with, not the ones, the Disney Worlds and Universal Studios. And this is something unique because it sits at the intersection of education and entertainment. So I'm going to know from you, how have you seen this space evolve over the last decade or so, and how do you see it shaping up in the next few years?
So Ritvika, like you correctly pointed out, entertainment, in the family space was restricted towards theme parks, water parks, probably some arcade games which came into being. And when this concept of KidZania started, it actually started in 1999 in Mexico. So it's a brainchild of the founder, Javier Lopez Ancona. From there it started, then it mushroomed to other countries. And we set up the first KidZania where we are setting today in KidZania, Mumbai in 12 years ago.
Okay.
Post that, we've launched one in Noida, which is in Delhi NCR. And KidZania kind of redefined the complete edutainment space. It's an age-old theory which we all are aware. Kids or anyone learns the most by doing it. But this concept was how we can create a city which is for the kids, by the kids and of the kids. Coming on to how the sector has evolved is, it's been growing phenomenally. The industry report pegs the CGR at about 18% year on year, and by next year it should be 240 billion. And I think primary shift has been due to parents. So parents have understood that today education is not just about marks. They want their children to go out and do things, learn different things. So when we started, we still are the only theme park who do edutainment in this scale. But you would have noticed that now there are so many smaller players also in retail entertainment, which have started including role play in the fun quotient. So I think it's here to stay, but there is a big headroom. It's bound to increase. We have a population of about 35 million kids who are below 15 years old, so there is a huge headroom for growth.
Which brings me to my next question. What do you think children need today? Is it just world-class education? Is it learning and play? Or is it the real-life experiences that you spoke about?
So, if I have to put it, I think children just need safe spaces where they can explore themselves. I think children, as parent or as an adult, we need to ensure we can give children spaces where they can figure out what will spark their joy. So that is what I believe is very important. So be it a parent, be it a school teacher, be it a school institution, or be it even our education policy. So that is where our role is, that provide them with safe spaces, let them fuel their curiosity by themselves. So I'll just share an anecdote. This happened just before COVID. And we had this mother who approached us. She wanted to speak to someone from the management. I met up with her. The girl is Nakshatra. She was 8 years old when she first visited KidZania. And she used to love KidZania. And she was very shy and introvert in nature. Then during one of her visits, she did our role play where you become a journalist. So you have to cover a story, so you may resonate the most with it. That sparked her curiosity. And at the age of 16, she had already penned her first book of poems. And she was very clear that she wants to become a writer. cases like this then inspire us, then
Yeah.
we also get that high, that what we are doing here today is eventually, helping kids just spark their curiosity, spark their imagination.
Yeah.
So that makes us all the more happy.
So Taran, I happened to take a quick tour around KidZania, and I saw like there are different activities for children, like you mentioned, right? But tell me, in the world we are living in today, where everything is changing rapidly, with AI taking over, technology taking over, how do you ensure that your offerings still remain relevant and fresh, for the children of today who will become the leaders of tomorrow?
So, see, kids today, they are evolving at a very, very fast pace. So for us as an entity, we have to ensure that we also keep evolving. So there are a lot of things which we do, but primarily it's about the experiences. So with AI coming in, like you were telling me, there is AR, there is VR involved everywhere. So what we do is we blend them with our experiences. So we just launched Madhya Pradesh Tourism Center, which beautifully blends AR and VR and takes the children through a journey. They can actually do a river safari or a jungle safari.
Right.
We blend technology with our experiences. That is one. Second is we keep introducing fresher and newer activities.
Right.
So everybody is aware, the most thrown around word, even with adults today, is well-being, mental well-being. So of course, that is a very important aspect. And a few months ago, we launched the first ever emotional well-being role play establishment. And then of course, there are seasonal activities.
Yeah.
So we had the Diwali festival. Halloween is becoming big. So we had a 3-day Halloween, which got a phenomenal response. So we try to learn from the kids. Feedback from them is the best. And all our activities are planned in a way that we know that child's attention span is going to be the biggest challenge.
Right.
So our activities are planned, they are designed by psychologists, teachers, and then we align these activities so that they are having fun, but at the same time, learning is imparted.
Fantastic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but running a space like this, it must also come with a set of challenges like operational costs. So can you tell us what are the biggest challenges in your business today?
Absolutely. So in terms of size, we are the biggest, indoor theme parks.
Yeah.
And like you would absolutely agree with me, the first challenge is the real estate.
Yeah.
So even finding one is a challenge because we need spaces. Bombay is about 75,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Our Delhi facility is 96,000 square feet. So finding a big space and at the right location is the first challenge. And of course, the economics in Mumbai, Delhi, the rentals are very, very tight. So that is one. Second, where all or I think any of the experiential venues are concerned, they all are people driven.
Sure.
So it is very people intensive. So we have supervisors, a team of them who are at every establishment, taking care of the children. So they are not just staff. So they are like mentors. So they welcome the kid, they guide the kid, they eventually inspire them to know about the role play. Third being, we are a child space, so safety is of paramount importance.
Yeah.
And it's completely non-negotiable for us. So we have a host of technological features which are there. So this ensures that we keep this space safe and child friendly.
Sure.
So right from the design stage till to day-to-day operations, be it CCTV cameras, be it monitoring the air quality, water quality, we have a first aid, we have an in-call nurse. So all these features are very important because finally it's about children. So these are essential challenges. Other one also for our kind of business is seasonality.
Okay.
So what happens, you'll of course, see peaks during vacations. So then your planning reflects around that.
Sure.
So you have to keep in mind seasonalities because that then defines, how flexible you can be in terms of operations.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13, celebrating Children's Day tonight and raising a toast to the dreamers, the doers and the leaders of tomorrow in conversation with KidZania. So how do you balance profit and purpose in a sector like this?
So for us, we are at this intersection where we don't think, they are different. I think they complement each other. So for us, profit, of course, is about, getting more and more footfalls. But what we believe, if our purpose of delivering, inspiring and empowering kids is right, it will automatically translate to more and more footfalls.
Sure.
And our business model is unique. So of course, one part of our business is driving footfalls to the theme park. But at the same time, we have these wonderful brand partners. So they come on board as purpose partners. They add the realism and they also contribute to the business side. But eventually, I will come back to the fact that if we can continue, delivering smiles, creating those sparks where kids can go home. And during discussions when they talk about, "Arey, ye cheez main KidZania mein sikha tha."
Right.
And we keep hearing of these cases.
Yeah.
So that is what finally, inspires us.
Now, this is it's a very different concept. There are not too many players in this space. You're the biggest one in this industry. Tell me, as someone who's leading a global brand from India, what has been your biggest takeaways on localizing an international concept for Indian consumers?
So we were very lucky because kids universally are the same.
Right.
So that of course remains the same. And again, kudos to our founder, the way he thought about this concept.
Yeah.
It could literally be adapted to any city of the world.
Right.
But at the same time, it was important to understand how Indians think. So one part what we've done is we've ensured there are some local establishments which are very unique to India.
Sure.
So in KidZania Mumbai, one of our popular role plays is the Dabba Wala.
Right.
Of course, it is synonymous to Mumbai.
Yes.
And kids love it. They
Nice.
understand about doing the deliveries, doing the pickups.
Yeah.
And these role plays also complement in teaching kids about dignity of labor.
Right.
And we keep refreshing it with our content. So we will have the Diwali festival like we did.
Yeah.
So all those festivals are very local to the city. Another change is also depending on how the TG looks at your product. So we were the first KidZania globally to introduce the 3-hour ticket. So
Okay.
during our discussions with parents, we realized that especially in metros, parents were not just looking at a 5-hour or a full day ticket. They wanted something much more convenient. So then we introduced the 3-hour ticket, which gives them quick turnaround of 5 hours, half a day they can spend
Yeah.
at KidZania. Assuming the traffic goes,
Yeah.
you'll spend at least 1 hour on the road.
Right. Nice.
So these adaptations are done by every KidZania and it's very specific to how the local factors are.
So what would your advice be to an entrepreneur who wants to get into a similar space, who wants to perhaps build something similar to yours?
So first is you have to have the purpose in mind. So if it's similar space, it's edutainment.
Yeah.
We've had loads of discussions and meeting hours spent where we are very clear we do not compromise on the quality of takeaway which we give.
Right.
So just to share some examples, we've deliberated, can we have a fast pass? But we will never do that because we don't want to inculcate
Yeah.
those things to a child.
Right.
Money cannot buy you a fast queue.
Yeah.
You will have to wait in the line, learn to be patient,
Yeah.
wait for your turn. And so that is something which I would, strongly tell, keep your purpose in mind. Don't be iffy about it.
Yeah.
Of course, execution, you can be dynamic. That is something where you can play around. Second, this business is retail.
Yeah.
Location is the key.
Yeah.
So finding the location is most important. Partnerships is something where you cannot be myopic. So do not have transactional partnerships. They have
Sure.
to be long term. What we firmly believe is the partner who comes in on board and owns up an establishment, they have to aid the learning. So there have been few cases where we have been saying a clear no when we know we cannot make it more salesy.
Right.
So brands partner with us to get the storytelling right. The child can learn how a Parle-G biscuit is made, understand all about the biscuit making process, and take the Parle-G home. That is what KidZania brings in. So likewise, you may get good partnership, inquiries about doing a typical sales thing, which we completely refrain from.
Right.
And of course, operational challenges will remain because it is people intensive.
Yeah.
So spend on the right talent and training. Training is very important. We are dealing with children. So training is of utmost importance, which then gets backed by safety.
Nice.
Do not compromise on the safety standards, be it soft or be it the technology which you use, has to always be non-negotiable.
Sure. So tell me, what is the road ahead for KidZania? Are you looking at more city expansions or perhaps newer formats?
So it is twofold right now.
Yeah.
This year has been a very good year for us in terms of footfalls. So we've already had double-digit growth this year. So we want to continue with that momentum. Our first way forward is we want to introduce newer experiences at KidZania. So we've launched we launched 6 new role plays this year, and we have 4 which will be launched in the next quarter. So right now we are looking at how we can get more and more new role plays to the facility, which eventually creates the excitement and drives more footfalls.
Sure.
In terms of expansion, we are speaking with few developers in certain cities, but honestly that's at a preliminary stage.
All right.
But eventually we want to go out and reach out to as many as cities and take this concept closer to them.
Sure.
What we do in return is we have a very strong school sales team. So they visit all the regional cities, and more than 15 to 20% of our school visitation comes from these outstation markets.
Sure.
So we have been lucky there. The educators there also understand, the importance of an edutainment format like that, and hopefully we will be closer to them very soon.
Fantastic. Taran, the theme for our show this season is Agility, Ambition, Ascent. Tell me, how do these 3 words perhaps resonate with KidZania's journey thus far?
So, agility to adapt, I think, is the key. I still remember during COVID, we were the first to shut and we were the last to open. But what we ensured is through social media, we had this fantastic series called KidZania at Home.
All right.
So we actually took the experiences, which the families could do when they were in lockdown, and we had a series of them, which saw tremendous feedback. So that was during COVID, and we prepped ourselves that as soon as the lockdown is over, how can we come back to full force?
Yeah.
Eventually, we've now reached pre-COVID numbers in terms of footfalls.
Great.
So agility will finally drive, how and what you wanted to do. And likewise, be it our pricing, be it our packaging, there are tactical, innovations which we keep doing because the execution has to be dynamic. That is what I firmly believe in.
Yeah.
You have to be adaptive of the market. See, our ambition is to be present, and take this KidZania concept to kids all across the globe. Currently, we are in 27 cities. In India, we are in 2 cities. So right now, what we want to ensure is we continue to deliver what we promise. So I'm happy to share we are still the most loved edutainment space, be it on Google or TripAdvisor. So we want to continue that momentum. Ensure that, families, when they come in, they take real life lessons. I would say we would accent, of course, how we can meaningfully drive our objectives. So of course there is a business side to it, but eventually I will link it to children. If they can finally get the values, get the learnings, it is going to again result into more footfalls, result into better business.
Right. Tarun, as we are wrapping up this wonderful conversation and we are celebrating Children's Day on Leaders of Tomorrow today, tell me, what is your message to the educators, to the parents, to the innovators, in terms of how they can, or the importance of play and learning, to be balanced together?
So my single message, to everyone as a blanket would be, let children do things and let them explore without any fear. So fear, without any fear, is very important. If I have to categorize it for parents, give them space, let them try new things. Even if they fail, doesn't matter, because that is how they learn.
Yeah.
So that is my submission to parents. Let your children try, explore as much as they can.
Yeah.
So even when they come here, they can be a pilot, they can be a firefighter. Let them decide, eventually it builds confidence.
Yeah.
It builds empathy, and then they discover their strengths. So
Sure.
allow them to do discovery. For schools, we are thankful, schools consider as the most preferred destination because of the edutainment value and the safe space which we are in. So we would want them to continue this change which has happened, that where schools have understood that experiential learning is not against classroom learning. They finally aid each other. So we wish more and more schools understand that and send their kids to spaces like these. Coming to policymakers, NEP 2020 I think was the first step.
Yeah.
So they understood, and they the importance of experiential learning, which was taken in that policy. What I would probably want is still there is a section of maybe society or such people who think edutainment is frivolous in nature at times.
Right.
So that is where they also need to come out, have maybe better policies, give more maybe better policies for businesses, where we can then make edutainment spaces like this much more affordable.
Sure.
For every family to come in.
Well, absolutely. I think KidZania is absolutely redefining what holistic learning looks like. And thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to us today.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. With that, it's a wrap on this episode of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.